Hi, my name is Ed Schreiber. I've been in the banking industry for over 42 years. My first 19 years in the industry was spent with the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency as a national bank examiner. I left the OCC and went to work for a regional bank, which was purchased subsequently by Toronto Dominion in Portland, Maine. I was the chief risk officer of the company and handled all regulatory affairs and everything to do with risk management. I left TD and went to work for a company called Alvarez & Marcel, which is a small consulting firm out of New York, and I established the risk management practice there. I went to work for a company out west called Zions Bank Corporation. I was the chief risk officer and handled credit and all the other things that a CRO would typically do. I also spent time with the Risk Management Association, where I was on their board for 9 years, their executive committee for 6, and was the chair of RMA for a year. I have somewhat of a concern for, in light of the additional requirements that are being put for banks that are greater than 100 billion for Basel III, particularly for the US banks. There appears to be an additional over-regulation in light of what happened with the 3 failed banks. The proposed rulemaking that's out for comment at this point would take the $250 billion and lower it to $100 billion. That would place additional capital buffers and liquidity buffers on the US institutions, which very well could make it disadvantageous for the US banks to compete on a world stage. So following that is going to become very critical for particularly the US banks. Why would you, as a customer, want to team up with Anaptyss? The big one is the professionalism of the company. They've hired very good people, both onshore, US, and offshore, and given the customer the capacity to be able to choose how to best leverage those options. I find that just invaluable. So as you're looking for a professional organization that does great work in anti-money laundering, BSA, AML, coupled with control testing, particularly around testing for SOX controls and fiducia, you couldn't find a better entity to work with. I hope and I trust that you'll take a serious look at the company and give it great consideration to doing business with them. You'll like it.